Welcome back to Backward Point Podcast. We are back in studios. The green walls are behind me. The frames are off because, well, we took some pictures and we took some t-shirts and the test shirt that Bashar had on my wall on my right to Florida to get some players signing it. And we have been successful in that achievement. That's why you'll see that the walls are pale behind me and behind Bashar as well. Without much further ado, my co-host and brother, Bashar Sayed.
Hello and welcome back to Normal Proceedings. We are back in studio, back in our home, back from our trip to Florida. I hope you guys enjoyed all of our coverage from the ground. But before we get started, we have to address a photo circulating online of us with what seems to be the PCB chairman.
Are you here to deny that that's not him?
The ACC president, the Interior Minister of Pakistan, the Minister of Narcotics.
Yes.
Senator, the head of City Media House,
Mashallah.
all in one picture.
Yes.
And it's, we need to give context of that image, where it was taken.
What is the scandal around that image?
It seems like Backward Point was
At lunch?
At lunch with Mohsin Naqvi.
And is that not what happened?
And there's also a fourth person in that picture who is Chaudhry Salik Hussain, the Minister of Overseas Pakistanis and Human Development.
Yeah. Lots of very important people.
So people are like, is Backward Point going to be the advisor to the PCB chairman?
Are there actually people thinking that?
There's conspiracies out there.
Have you seen it?
I've heard this.
Is this on Reddit?
Clarify.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're here and we have a platform. I would like to address that Mohsin Naqvi offered us the chairmanship. No, I'm just kidding. It was just, we literally ran into each other at lunch. That's what it was. Honestly, we were going to lunch at a famous fish restaurant, a fish and grill, and 4.9 reviews. I highly recommend. Coconuts was the place in Fort Lauderdale. And we were literally halfway through our lunch when we saw Mohsin Naqvi step in. And we had seen him before in the hotel and lobbies and stuff like that. And we just thought it would be a quick 3 to 5 minute chat about Pakistan cricket, about some of the media opportunities that Backward Point can assist with. And it was quick. And then we just asked for a picture. He was very nice. He was like, yeah, for sure. Let's go for a picture. And that's it. Nothing to make more of that.
Nothing, no conspiracies. Backward Point is not coming in to the PCB.
I mean, can neither confirm nor deny. No. I mean, he never offered us anything. So how can I say yes to that? If we were offered, now that's a different question, Ram.
I will say that I don't know what vibe I was in, but I straight up told Mohsin Naqvi to his face, you're doing so much with your life, with 3 jobs, that I feel like I'm not doing anything with my life.
He had a good sense of
humor.
humor.
Which he said, Duai aapki, it is your prayers.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't think that was much of a controversy, but you're here telling me that people were stirred up.
I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I had 2 requests to Mohsin Naqvi. The first one was we wanted to talk to him on the podcast.
Yeah.
The second request was that we wanted to talk to some players and some management on the podcast. Both the players and the management wanted to talk to us. They like us. They trust
with
us.
Like everybody in the team.
But the PCB stance right now is that they're not doing any one-on-one interviews. So I was like, I'm going to skip the middleman. I'm going to skip the media manager. I'm going to talk to his boss. So
I mean,
my first request got denied. He said he does not do interviews. And he said he's going to request for some interviews from players and management, which was my second request. And so,
but we haven't gotten, that's what I was going to say. We haven't heard back from that second request at all yet.
Correct.
So as it stands, things are in limbo. And yeah, I mean, we'll probably have a Patreon call soon, and we'll be able to discuss probably more in detail about the ongoings of the PCB. Obviously, these are things that we are not privy of discussing in public, but for the most part, it was a pretty casual visit. And Mohsin Naqvi was a pretty chill guy. The second controversy that I think is a bigger controversy, I think we should have led with that. So Backward Point posted a dump of like the trip, obviously, on Instagram. And apparently there was a lack of Babar Azam that annoyed some people. Bashar, would you want to address that controversy head on?
Yeah, just straight up, we are not close with Babar Azam. We know a lot of his friends. We're friends with them. We had a chat with a lot of them off the field. And there was one moment where we kind of crashed into Babar Azam. We were going to see Naseem Shah, and Babar was going to the beach where Naseem Shah was to join him later on. And there were just a few seconds we had with Babar Azam where we had to get a couple of things signed. So the first thing was the white shirt you see behind Nazar Bhai. We got that signed by Babar Azam. And then one of our graphic designers requested that if we see Babar Azam, we get a bat signed by him.
And here it is. Lo and behold, Yashi bat signed by Babar Azam. Is it this way? My bad. I can't see straight. Signed by Babar Azam. I hope you guys can see that right here. We did meet him. We said hi. We said salam. He was nice to us. He signed our stuff. He's in a bit of a hurry. We didn't say anything else except, hi, I'm Nazar. Hi, I'm Bashar. Can you please sign this? That's the most we had in conversation. So yeah, that's why. And we only posted pictures of the dump of people we knew. So Mike Hesson, we know. We went to lunch with him. Thank you, Coach Mike, for taking the time out. We met with Hanif Malik, batting and conditioning coach of Pakistan. Went for coffee. Great times. Saman Liawa, old friend of the pod. Hung out with him after the game a lot. Saim Ayub, heartthrob of the pod. Hung out with him after the game as well. Like everybody who we had more than 5 minutes of conversation with went on the dump. And obviously Babar was not one of those. Would I have loved to chat him up? Yes, but obviously when you're that big of a star, you have other priorities, which is fine. No
it's
problem.
Also like we try not to fangirls in front of players, which is a very big challenge for us.
We have to be professional. Like you have to take Babar Azam, the human that's in front of you, into account, and not Babar Azam, the star that has 19 ODI hundreds. That's unfair to him because he's not that person right now. And that's also unfair to us because we also have to stay professional. And, we would love to talk and post pictures with Babar and whatnot, but in a capacity of professionalism / friendship / actually having more than an acquaintance relationship. Alhamdulillah, man, like we're in a privileged position where a lot of these guys are our friends and we can talk to them whenever we want. And Babar, unfortunately, at this point is not one of them, but hopefully we'll be able to connect with him in the future.
Hopefully, as the pods go on, we can spill some tea here and there of what we discussed and what we found out from the management and the players. But for now, this is going to be a review of the first ODI match between Pakistan and West Indies.
What an ODI match.
Can you believe this is the first ODI match Pakistan is playing in over 4 months?
This is the first match that Babar Azam is playing for Pakistan over 4 months.
He is in the ODI format.
That's crazy, no?
He is actually in only the ODI format and test format for Pakistan.
Him and Rizwan. Shaheen is already back in the T20Is, who did really well.
Shafiq as well.
Yes. Honestly, it was nice to see Babar, Rizwan, Shafiq, Shaheen, Naseem back into the squad, bowling well, fielding well, playing good cricket. It was a while since we've seen that from Pakistan, especially in the ODI format. I still think Pakistan's ODI team is still pretty good. They won 2 really good high-profile Sena series off the back of the Champions Trophy. The Champions Trophy was abysmal, horrid. We were there live, pulled our hairs out. I totally get all that. But at the same time, this team, as it stands right now, has some of the best ODI players in its 11 with Babar, with Rizwan, with Shaheen. And I truly believe that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of pushback on this. There's going to be a lot of, hey, you guys beat like a 10th ranking team. What are you guys boasting about? But we beat a number 1 ranking team 6 months ago. And we also beat, I think 3-0 South Africa at home as well. So,
but you couldn't beat New Zealand at home in a Champions Trophy.
I totally agree. Those are valid criticisms.
Pakistan lost 3-0 to New Zealand right now, just in April, in ODIs.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fair. I totally take all that criticism as well. But when it comes to the momentum that these boys are carrying, apart from that one blip here and there.
What momentum, bro?
What do you mean?
What momentum are you talking about?
I'm talking about beating...
We lost Saim Ayub and our entire team shuffled.
That's a management situation. That's an Akid Javed problem. And you know this.
Well, this is the
first... No, wait. Let me finish this. Let me finish my thought. As Pakistan stands in away series, they've struggled. 2-1 in Australia, 3-0 in South Africa, and now 1 up right now. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree, but I'm also saying that we don't have momentum. We lost to New Zealand at home. We lost to India in Dubai. We would have probably had a tough match against Bangladesh if it wasn't rained out. We lost to New Zealand's B or C team in the ODI series. So I'm not comprehending what momentum you're talking about.
I'm talking about how Pakistan, especially in the away series, in the ODI format, has been pretty good in the past 6 to 12 months.
Well, what is the point of bilaterals when you can't perform in big ICC tournaments?
That's a valid criticism, and I make that criticism as well. I talked about that post Champions Trophy as well, that those series wins against South Africa and Australia, although they might have been good and have been carrying momentum, does not mean anything if you guys don't bring in the silverware. At least compete properly. And so them being knocked out in the first round definitely hurts. But looking forward to the 2027 World Cup, I think it's a good start.
This is the first series.
The core is right there, right? These are the gonna
Well,
5-7 players.
What do you mean core? I'm just talking about this. This is the first series under Mike Hasan.
Yeah.
And we've seen 7 changes from the last squad. 7. Not 1, not 2, 7 changes. That's like half your squad.
Yeah, Mike Hasan wasn't in April for Pakistan.
So we're still going through a lot of chopping and changing. Shaheen Afridi comes in for Akif Javed. Mohammad Nawaz for Khusdil Shah. Hasan Nawaz for Irfan Niazi. Mohammad Haris for Usman Khan. Hassan Ali for Muhammad Ali. Saim Ayub and Hussain Talat. That's 7 major changes in your squad from just the last series 4 months ago.
You say that okay. Let's clarify this by saying that we have been really critical of the Pakistan team / management of consistently being changed. Out of all of these changes that you have just pointed out, have any of them been, are you against any of these?
No.
So then why are you presenting it like it's a negative?
But I'm just saying that.
Concern baiting.
I'm just saying that we are still not locked in with the core group. I think now we are. Now we have a good, strong 25 pool of players.
There we go.
And we're going to be chopping and changes amongst these guys.
And why is that?
Well, because now we have a coach that's been assigned a long-term duty.
Thank you.
And from what we understand, Mohsin Naqvi is the kind of guy who just hires the right people and just backs off and lets them do their job. And what you find out is that the coach, captain, selectors are all on the same page with respect to picking players, having a strong pool of players that they want to just chop and change from. And we're going to see probably the same faces for the next 2 years at least.
That's what I'm saying. That was my whole point of saying that the core is established now. We have Akif Javed. Sorry, we have Salman Mirza, who is a good replacement for Shaheen Afridi. We have a replacement 1-to-1 for everybody. We are not in the 2023 mindset where Naseem Shah is injured and then suddenly we're calling back Hasan Ali from the county cricket and Shadab is injured and we're calling back Usama Mir. We're not in that state of mind anymore, which is great. This gives me a little bit of relaxation. I can sit back and understand how this game is going to be played in the next 6 to 10 to 24 months. And it just gives me relief that at least we're in some sort of good hands.
I agree. So Pakistan today wins a toss and they elected to bowl first. I have a question for you before we get to the match.
Let's go.
You were quite critical of Narendra Modi coming in to watch a match at the Narendra Modi Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Brian Lara coming in to watch today's match at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy?
Look, I'll stop picking on Narendra Modi and the Narendra Modi Stadium once Narendra Modi has as many centuries as Brian Lara has. And what Brian Lara has given to the game, not only in form of physical runs and just legacy, also Brian Charles Lara 2007 on PS2.
That game.
If I can play Narendra Modi 2025 on PS5, we can have a different conversation.
Moving on, Pakistan choose to bowl first, and it's mainly because they think there's some moisture on the pitch. They can get some swing early on, some swing up front. And
Shaheen's first spell.
Shaheen's first over was quite good.
First spell, I would say.
His first spell was decent. I think
4 overs,
we're still relying heavily on this Shaheen Naseem opening bowling combination.
You're a non-believer. You don't believe in that.
I've lost a little bit of hope. Just because I think Naseem Shah has 2 balls. The first ball is the beautiful outswinger on 5th stump that is swinging away to 6th stump, beats the batsman, beats the keeper, is just a dot ball. His second ball,
nothing ball.
His second ball is the one where he tries to go too straight. It goes down leg for 4.
That is still the case, you think?
That is still the case. So I think Naseem needs to work a lot on his line, his length. Just bowling back of the net deliveries outside the stumps will not get him wickets.
Jumping the gun a little bit, I agree with you totally. That is a problem with him, especially up front with the new ball. Death bowling, pretty good today.
Well, death bowling...
Again, jumping the gun, but I was impressed by...
Yeah, we can get to death bowling in a bit. I did think another important observation was regarding Shaheen Afridi's pace. Not sure if you saw the stat that was put up on the screen by the broadcaster. Shaheen Afridi's ODI bowling speeds, and this is percent of the deliveries delivered over 140 kph. So pre-injury in 2021, Shaheen's 35% deliveries were over 140 kph. Post-injury in 2022 was 11%. So went from 35% to 11%.
A clear dip.
2023 went to 8%. 2024 went to 4%. So only 4% of Shaheen's deliveries were over 140 kph.
Now, this is ODI T20 test.
This is just ODIs.
This is just ODIs.
So he played 6 last year. He has played 6 this year. And this year he's averaging about 9% of his deliveries over 140 kph. So,
which is the rate, which is higher than what
which
it
is
was before.
5% higher than last year,
Or double, I would
but
say.
still at least 26% lower than his peak form.
I mean, we have all made peace with the fact that Shaheen's peak form pre-2022 might not ever come back. We made peace with that. I don't know if you have or not, but I definitely have. And if I can get him back to 9, 10, 15%, I think that I'll take that win. And as long as he bowls smart. I mean, you know what was interesting? There's a viral video from the 1980s going across the platform of Instagram right now of the fastest bowlers in the world clocking their speeds. Have you seen this?
I've seen this video. Is this the one with Imran Khan?
Yes. Dennis Lilly, Imran Khan, Michael Holding,
Richard Hadley.
Thompson, I believe. Richard Hadley, yes. And Imran Khan in 1980 was clocking in 139.
Fun fact about that video is that back in the day, they used to measure the speeds after the ball had reached the stumps.
Is that true?
That's true.
Are we sure that's how?
So right now, the speeds are measured off the hand.
So you're saying
off the hand is about 5 to 10 Ks quicker.
So you're saying 5 to 10. So you're saying
Yes.
Imran Khan at 139 Ks in that video from the 1987 or whatever World Cup, I believe. He's 139 off the pace, so he's 150 off the wrist.
145, 150. Yes.
It's hard for me to believe that.
That's
I want somebody to fact check me.
You can Google it, check me on this. The way we measure speeds has changed. So back in the day, it was measured like after the ball has reached the batsman.
Okay.
Right? That was that particular bowling machine. Now it's measured off the hand as soon as the ball releases it.
I was under the impression that it was both from the wrist. And if it is from the wrist, and Imran Khan was clocking 139 in 1987, then I'm not really doxing Shaheen here for clocking in the high 130s. At the same time, I've seen a lot of Wasim Akram spells, especially from the World Cups. Same thing, high 130s, low 140s.
When bowling speeds came into play, it was sort of the latter end of Wasim Akram's career.
99 was pretty peak.
Wasim Akram was 1992. And back then he was bowling at least 90 miles an hour.
145.
145.
That's on record for you.
I'm assuming that because towards the latter end of his career, he was bowling around 135, 140 clicks.
Yeah. Shaheen's been playing since 2018, 19. It's been 7 years. He's in the middle part of his career.
He's 24 years old.
I mean, Bashar.
On paper.
Bashar, come on. He's not 24 years old. If he's 24, I'm 19. I'm just being honest. Right? At the same time, we have to take into account that he's coming off a serious injury. Even Waqar Yunus lost a lot of pace after his back injury.
What injury, bro? He's been off the injury for 2 years now.
He's been off the injury. The rehab. You're acting like this is not common knowledge.
He was just off for 3 months.
His rehab was rushed. He's lost kphs. This is just the new Shaheen that we have to deal with. If he bowls 138, 139, 137 consistently, but gives me swing, seam, and bowls intelligently, I don't care if he's bowling 137 or if Mohammad Sami bowling 155. Mohammad Sami consistently clocked 150 plus. You and I talked about this in the previous podcast. Like, what am I going to do with speed if I have a brainless bowler, to quote Shoaib Akhtar here? So I think the speed of it all, it becomes irrelevant at some point. You and I talked to Hanif Malik. We went for coffee, and he was telling us that when he's practicing with players, he's not using the arm anymore, the swinging arm, because these players are so equipped with playing fast bowling. There's no point. We're trying to fix basics here. And at certain point, 145, 155 is almost the same thing for them. They're batting instinctively. What I want from Shaheen is more...
Well, then we should play Mohammad Abbas. He balls 130.
Okay, now Mohammad
What's
Abbas,
the difference?
You have to give some sort of...
You have to give some sort of...
You're, what is the strawman argument, man?
You are going back and forth. You're talking about a batting coach giving throwdowns to players. I'm talking about Pakistan's premier pacer not bowling 140 clicks and above.
How important is that to you that he does that?
No, it just shows that he's back to his normal fitness, that he's fresh.
Yeah, he's fresh.
He's generating pace.
This is the Shaheen that we have to live with. Like, this is it.
The sadder part to me is that we have nobody in the backups who is pushing for a place for Shaheen. Salman Mirza, bro, he's played 10 matches. Look at his first-class career. Yes, he's a decent backup. He's an okay backup. But you can't be like, if Shaheen gets injured tomorrow, Salman Mirza is a like-for-like replacement. He's not.
No, we don't have a like-for-like. I agree.
Yes, so that's a larger problem that we have. It's the same.
But
it's similar with Naseem as well.
I still think this Pak passion agenda that Shaheen has lost KPHs and he's like half the bowler that he was is disrespectful. The man took 4 wickets today.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Yeah, I mean, but
I'm just giving you stats.
You're making it look like he's a bust, which I think is unfair.
He's not a bust, but I'm just saying that he used to be
quicker,
rapid.
Truly, 150 in the semi-final of the T20I World Cup in 2021. I was there. I saw that. I totally agree. But if you can give me a similar spell at 139, I'm not going to be like, oh, great spell, but he was 11 kilometers short. Like, it doesn't matter to me as long as he's taking wickets, as long as he's being lethal and effective and aggressive, and he's winning games for Pakistan. That's all that matters.
What did you make of Pakistan's strategy of only having 3 specialist bowlers? So we went with Shaheen, Naseem, and Sufyan Mukim as our specialist bowlers. And then we got in overs from Saim Ayub, Salman Agha, and Fahim Ashraf. Is that too many part-timers?
I don't think so. Do you think so?
I just think against better oppositions, they might exploit your 6th or 7th bowler. And so I don't know how reliable.
They didn't even use and I'm going to mess this name up, Hussain Talat?
Yeah.
They didn't even use Hussain Talat. So technically you're right that, without the third bowling option, you're kind of vulnerable there. But it gives you so much versatility, Bashar, in the middle with the batting and with the bowling. Right now, if Fahim Ashraf, he went for 3 for 18. If let's say Fahim Ashraf went for 3 for 30, we had Hussain Talat, who had not bowled, who can come in and bowl a couple more. I think the versatility, the whole all-rounders mindset that Mike Hesson has, I subscribe to this. I think this is effective. It's modern-day cricket. You need people that have multiple roles. You can't just have one single role player in the team anymore. You need somebody who can do a bunch of things. And this mindset with 2 straight-up fast bowlers with Naseem Shah and Shaheen Afridi, and then a bunch of part-timers is effective. And I think with Saim Ayub bowling 10 overs, you don't need an Babar Azam in the 11, which opens you up to a Sufyan Mukim to come in and give you 10.
So is this the end of Haris Shroff in ODIs?
I think so.
Like if Haris Shroff comes in, he has to either be a new ball bowler or Fahim has to bowl the new ball and Haris has to be the first change third pacer. So we may never see Shaheen, Naseem, and Haris Shroff bowl together again.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. We may never see that. And that's fine with me. I mean, hey, Brooklyn tried to do this with the Brooklyn Nets where they got KD, they got Kyrie, and they got James Harden. It didn't work out. They were the 3 of the best players in the world ever. And they busted. It blew up.
Is Shaheen, Naseem, Haris Shroff 3 of the best bowlers in the world?
I mean, 3 of the best bowlers in Pakistan. Would you disagree? Right? And it didn't work out. So it's fine. If there's another tactic that helps us take the W and helps us move forward and actually get some silverware and actually get some gold, some trophies in the cabinet, I don't mind.
I do like see Fahim there because he adds that batting depth. Like even today, Pakistan was chasing. And even though Hussain Talat and Hasan Nawaz got that partnership, it was good to know Fahim is in the backups.
Tell me, talk about it.
So I think having him is good because then you can also play more attacking cricket up front, knowing that, okay, Fahim is there, Shaheen is there. You can kind of rely on those guys to come in.
Even Naseem can
back a few.
Even Naseem can. And the best thing about this situation is that it's a 1-for-1 replacement. If the pitch is turning a bit more, it's drier, it's staying low, you can take Fahim or Hussain Talat out and put a Khushdil Shah in, right? Like-for-like replacement in batting at least, and you get another spinner in.
This was Pakistan's first ODI playing with the new conditions applied by the ICC. So there's been a rule change where previously there used to be 2 new balls from each end, which means that 1 new ball is used for 25 overs. Now they've changed that rule. So they're still using 2 new balls from each end. But after the 34th over, the bowling team can decide which ball to use for the next 16 overs. And the whole point of that rule change is to reintroduce a reverse swing towards the end. And today we saw Pakistan exploit the reverse swing. There was a bold that Shaheen Afridi got today I think it was Shamar Joseph, where it just tailed into him.
Yeah.
It was quick. It was swinging in.
Man,
it hit the stumps.
I have not had this much fun watching the 35 to 42 over mark in a very long time. The ball was reversing. It was singing in the air. There was, and to credit to Naseem and Shaheen, they were hitting those Yorkers. They were bowling full. They were going for the wickets. There was a moment where Naseem actually hit the wicket and the bail didn't fall off.
I don't know if you saw.
There was another moment where Shaheen bowled so well, so full, and I was shocked on how that delivery had missed the off stump and it just bounced off a clean patch over Rizwan's head. So those sort of tactics today, I loved to see. And now I believe that Shaheen should have gotten 5 today, but I'm also happy to see Naseem in the wickets. I think it's a long time coming for both of them.
I don't know if you saw, but the PCB released a video yesterday of our bowlers doing a Yorker challenge.
I saw that.
And I was very concerned to see that video because only Shaheen Afridi was able to nail 3 Yorkers.
Yeah.
Everybody else, Naseem, Fahim, Hasan Ali, they weren't able to nail a single Yorker. So they had 2 patches. They had a wide Yorker, a target. They had a main Yorker on the stumps target. And only Shaheen got 3 hits.
Yeah, I mean, that is concerning. But you know what's kind of hopeful? They're working on it. We have about 6 weeks or 4 weeks, I should say, to one big event in the Asia Cup. Maybe not enough time for them to actually master this. But I'm looking at the 2026 T20 World Cup. And if I can get Shaheen in, rocketing Yorkers at will, swinging it back in at 138, Bashar, unfortunately for you. And, you know, that was fast enough for Rohit Sharma in the Champions Trophy, just letting you know.
We've seen some of the greatest T20 bowlers master one art, and that is the mastering of the Yorker.
Yep.
Whether it be Umar Gul,
shout out Umar
whether
Gul,
it be Lasith Malinga,
shout out.
Jasprit Bumrah. These guys are pinpoint accurate with their Yorker, whether they be on the stumps, on the wide line. So Pakistan with this new mentality, what we've noticed in the past few games is focusing a lot more on nailing those Yorkers. It comes with practice. It takes a lot of effort.
Do it. Put in the hard yards. Give me 10,000 hours of these guys trying to knock in Yorkers, and let's see what happens in the ICC tournaments, because I think these guys are going to do really good. Now, in that challenge, Bashar, you're right. They were messing up the Yorkers, but Naseem knocked a couple ones at the end of the innings, and I was happy with that.
Yeah, I think Naseem in the wickets is important. I kind of like Naseem did not want Shaheen to get the 5 for it, so he's like, I'm just going to get 2 from the end.
I love the rivalry. I need more of that. That's the healthy rivalry between fast bowlers that I need. Where Naseem goes in and steals Shaheen's fifer, that will I hope fire both of them up to go for the fifer in the next game.
Shaheen also developed this new delivery, which is the back of the hand slower ball.
Love to see that.
I'm loving this thing from Shaheen.
Now, this is why I was concerned about your rant about Shaheen in the beginning of the podcast, because I believe if anybody has evolved in this entire 25-man squad, it's Shaheen Afridi. We've talked about it in the PSL that he's brought the ball away from the right-hander. This is a new thing that he's trying to do. He's actually pulled the length back a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that in the first spell. But not only that, he's trying to innovate himself. The Yorker is one thing as well, but the slower ball, like back of the hand stuff that's going on, I'm all for that.
Even his fielding in the T20 series was amazing. He stopped a 6. He was diving for the balls. He took an amazing catch today off of, I think it was Evan Lewis.
I missed that catch. Describe it to me.
It went high in the air, and we all know in the Caribbean there's a stiff wind blowing across the ground, and the ball is moving around because of the wind. And Shaheen Afridi gets under the ball, a moving ball, and he catches it reverse cup, Australian style.
Amazing.
So it may look like an easy catch, but it went really high in the air. It was moving, twirling, and Shaheen got a good catch.
Lovely. I love to see that. I think if he can contribute in like little aspects like that, not only from his bowling but his fielding, come down, score a few runs as well, I think Shaheen could be a real asset at number 8, number 9.
So Pakistan gets them for 280, and we showed you guys the Yashi Sports bat signed by Babar Azam. Well, if you want a Yashi Sports bat, you can go to yashisports.com.
Not necessarily signed by Babar.
It may not be signed by Babar Azam.
Yes. But you can get a great Yashi Sports bat.
And then you can say that Backward Point has a bat that's signed by Yashi Sports. Signed by Babar Azam, but it's Yashi Sports bat.
But hey, we can make Yashi sign your bat if you needed to.
And it doesn't really matter if you're a beginner or a pro player. You can browse through the large variety of equipment that they have. You could be a beginner, you could be a pro player, but Yashi Sports has you covered. They also have expert advice and free shipping on orders of $350 and up. And may I forget, use the code BP10 for
BP10.
10% off your next purchase.
There we go. Thank you, Yashi Sports, for forever supporting us. Just a shout out to the Patreon fam as well. If you guys want to join the Patreon community, the link's in the description below. Lovely community. You get access to our WhatsApp chat, which we're always on. And you can get a little sneak peek behind the scenes stuff as well. You know, cheers. So, all right. Second innings, Pakistan are sent to bat with 280 on the board. Here's my theory. I want to get it right off the bat. Babar Azam, I've said this. Babar Azam has the most centuries against one team, and that's West Indies.
Also has the highest ODI average for any batter against West Indies.
Boom. Babar century is coming.
Where?
2 more games. Just wait 2 more games. It's either going to be the next one or the one after that. Now, I really thought it was going to be today. I really did. I was really upset the way he literally threw his wicket away. But at the same time, you got to get the jitters out of you. You got to get the bad mojo out. Going to come back to the second ODI, a clean man. I believe it's going to be the third ODI where he scores a century and breaks the mojo and the voodoo doll or whatever effect he's on, the Kala Jadoo of it all. But I just want to get that on record that Babar Azam is scoring a century in this series, and you heard it here first on Backward Point.
How old is your son?
My son is 21 months old, mashallah.
We have a couple of Patreon members who, one of them has a daughter who's 18 months old. The other one has twin daughters. I'm not sure the age, but none of these people have seen Babar Azam score 100.
Yes, that's true.
This is a generation that has gone on months without seeing Babar Azam
Years.
take off his helmet, jump in the air, and hear the Rouge Mumtaz commentary in the background. The king stands tall once again.
Yes.
They haven't heard it, guys.
They have never heard it.
They're only watching highlights.
Yes, they're only watching highlights, and that's fair. That's fine. But Babar Azam he's coming back.
I'd rather have Babar Azam score a match-winning 70 than him score 100 just so he can score 100.
I think he needs to get the monkey off his back. The match-winning 70, I totally agree with you, is important. And the 47 today was lethal for these guys to actually get to.
Lethal.
It was important, was it not? I mean, this guy is coming with all sorts of agenda. What meeting he had with Mohsin Naqvi, I am not sure. I did not have that same meeting.
You can't say lethal. 47 of 64 balls.
It was an important.
It's a good knock.
It's a good knock.
It's not a lethal knock.
Okay, so you take his 47 out, right? Pakistan is what? 43 runs short of this game?
Well, if he gets out early, then somebody else goes in early.
That's what you want. Although somebody else to score the runs that Babar
That's
wants.
not what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm going to take this Yashi signed Babar Azam bat away from you. I don't think you deserve it.
That's what you're getting from what I'm saying.
Guys, just remember, the bat stays with me. I'm just saying, he looked in good touch. There was a moment in the middle with the 2 maidens, which inexplicable.
Back-to-back maidens by Rizwan and Babar.
Inexplicable to me. Babar played 2 maidens, by the way.
I still think, and this is my stance since the Champions Trophy, where our guys need a masterclass on how to take singles in the middle overs. And a very basic part of that is just to dab it towards third man. Just dab it. Just kiss it. Third man. Single.
What do you say to the guys who say, "Yeah, cover kar lega"?
That's a proper anchor's mentality to cover it in the end.
I mean, Hasan Nawaz kind of did that. He was at one point strike rate 50.
We can talk about Hasan Nawaz, but I just think, that Babar partnership with Rizwan, the run rate kept climbing. It went over 6 at one point, and that's when things got concerning. And I feel like the way Babar Azam got out, it's not a typical way of dismissal for Babar Azam coming down the track and getting stumped out. He does have a weakness against left arm spin.
But that was just a horrible shot.
I just think he got beat at the flight.
The flight, a little bit of turn. This guy, I don't know. It was a nothing shot.
Yeah.
What was the intent of that shot? What was he actually trying to do?
I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
There was a fielder on long on and long off. I know that for a fact. So he was just trying to punch over for one. If that was all he was trying to do, then why don't I just stay back in your crease and cut that?
Typically, when he comes down the track to a left arm spinner, one of the mid-off or mid-on fielders are inside. So he hits it over the top of them. I remember he hit Akshar Patel for a boundary against India in the Champions Trophy.
In the power
over mid-on.
In the public. Now, I'm not trying to teach Babar Azam how to bat. God forbid. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to understand exactly what is going on in his head. At 47, you want to get to the 50 so you can get to the next milestone. That's 75 and then to 85 and then so on and so forth. At 47, when you're set, you've played 101 minutes. You've played 2 maidens. You're really seeing the ball at this point. Take your time. Finish the game.
That's when I would expect a player like Babar in his class to go out there, score a big 100, finish the match, go not out, improve your average, And ultimately, it's games like these where you finish them off with scoring match-winning hundreds, where you become a hero.
Shout out to Kaptana, 53 off 69. Kaptana's been in really good form recently. If I were to pull up his recent games, apart from the Champions Trophy hiccup, man's delivering.
Yeah, Rizwan is a consistent scorer. I think I love him in ODIs. I love him in test matches. And he continues to score lots and lots of runs. I think he's one of Pakistan's greatest ODI and test match batters, wicketkeeper batters, if I may say. So him staying at the crease today was crucial. And I think the game kind of turned towards West Indies' favor when Salman Agha got out and Hasan Nawaz came in, which I thought was a bit of a bold move from Pakistan, because you're playing Hussain Talat as a specialist batter, and he's actually a solid, proper middle order batsman. And he could have given you that left hand, right hand combination, and he could have rotated the strike. Instead, you sent in Hasan Nawaz, who was on ODI debut, and he was struggling early on. He could not get a single for his life.
Yeah, it was tough to see. Basil kept pointing out the fact that he's only played 5 or 6 list day matches, and it kind of showed that he doesn't have a middle switch. He has an on switch or an off switch.
It's either he blocks it or he hits it for a 6.
Yes, and six are clean.
There's no in between.
But in ODIs, you need that in between game. You actually need it the most. Maybe you could be successful in ODIs without actually having a huge scoring shot, like a 6er or a 4. Only because if you know how to rotate strikes, you can jump around. Shoaib Malik is a great example of that. He didn't really have a huge release shot, but he could really maneuver the field and run between the wickets as fast as he could. And so he was successful in that format. And Hasan Nawaz, I think it's really early on right now. Honestly, it's a debut, and he actually got the player of the game as well. But these are moments where I'm assuming Mike Hassan is sitting Hasan Nawaz down. He's like, lad, you got a great 50, you got a match-winning knock, but these are the things you need to improve on. And rotation of the strike should be number one on that list.
At one point, he was 12 of 23 balls. And at that point, the required run rate was over 8 and over. 5 wickets down with a batsman who's on debut, a batsman who is playing his second ODI, his first in 5-6 years.
6 years, yeah.
This is a recipe for disaster. So
you could have tanked 2 careers in the same game.
Exactly. And losing against West Indies would have been embarrassing, because Pakistan right now is 4th on the ODI rankings and West Indies is number 10. Pakistan wanted to switch these games to T20Is, but West Indies persisted with this being ODI so it can help them with their ODI points and their qualification for the next ODI World Cup.
27 World
Is that
Cup,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, because then I think the bottom 2 teams played the qualifiers, correct?
Correct.
And they've already lost one qualifier.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to make it through.
Yeah, they didn't make the last ODI World Cup.
Yeah, which is an absolute shame. They haven't made a Champions Trophy as well in a while, which is, again, an absolute shame. So these are important games for West Indies, but we should not, as Pakistan, be taking them lightly. I'm glad that Hasan Nawaz found his footing at the end. His 63 off 54 not only sealed the game, he got the player of the game.
The 14th Pakistan batsman to score a 50 on ODI debut.
Yo, I want to see who are the other 14 players.
Sohaib Maqsood, Khurram Manzoor.
Okay, give me more.
I'm not cricket for
Probably Yasir Hamid is one of them too, I believe.
Yasir Hamid
century?
scored a century in both of his innings on Test debut.
That's insane.
That's
Bangladesh?
ridiculous. Bangladesh
Or
or
India?
Zimbabwe?
That's insane. Yasir Hamid, shut up. Yeah. I think Hasan Nawaz, at least I'm glad he found his own. Hussain Talat, very happy to see him.
Really happy for him. Extremely happy for him.
He didn't get a chance to bowl, which is fine. I think that's Rizwan probably thinking the best. And honestly, the fast bowlers were not.
Talat is someone who got dropped and he went back to domestic, worked on his batting, worked on his strike rate, on his bowling, his all-round game. And today he came in, was playing out of position, did not complain about his position, went out there when Hasan Nawaz was struggling, got singles, got doubles, got the odd boundary, and finished the match for Pakistan. That's very important.
Yeah, and I think that partnership near the end not only solidified both of these guys in the top 15, 25 players of Pakistan that need to be in the rotation cycle, but also gave both of them a lot of confidence. I know Hussain Talat definitely needed that boost. He's been in and out so many times, even the T20I side, that I think this kind of match finishing innings just puts a little bit of takes the chink out of the armor and makes you feel like you actually have a place, and the imposter syndrome is gone, and he believes he's like part of the boys now.
What did
Which
you
is
think of
important.
Hasan Nawaz in the ODIs? Because he's only played 5 list day matches, and he's playing ahead of Irfan Niazi, who was in the last series. He's playing ahead of Huizdul Shah, who was in the Champions Trophy squad. And if this would have gone the other way around, there would have been lots of criticism on why they play Hasan Nawaz, why he went ahead of Hussain Talat. And it looked like when he was batting that he's inexperienced, that he is having a hard time adjusting between T20s and ODIs. We play 2 formats, T20s and T30s, and we take a bit of time to adjust from both formats. Even that extra 10 overs adds a huge dimension to the game.
Yeah. I think he needs a little bit more time. He's very undercooked in this format, especially. And I think he will take a lot of pride in this performance today, even though his 50 was on a drop delivery, which was funny to me, honestly. But I think he needs to. He's going to learn on the job, which is fine. He has really good ODI players like Babar in there, Rizwan in there, young ones like Saim Ayub in there, who are definitely going to guide him through the tough areas. And as long as he stays on the field and it's like he's on the pitch with players like Agha and Rizwan, he will learn and develop. He has a really insane release shot. If he sees the ball a bit loopy, a little bit short, he's going to dispatch it for 6, and he has that power to do it. Today he had 3 huge 6s, and he was able to cover that differential up. So he has that ability. He just needs to work on a little bit of technical stuff here, pick up the singles, game awareness. He want to run everything at one point. Just stay on the crease, breathe, patience, all that stuff. And he's going to learn that over time. I think he has the potential to be a really good middle order batsman / finisher for Pakistan. Someone that we've been looking for a long time. We tried to find it in Irfan Niazi. We tried to find it in Iftikhar Ahmed. Remember him? We tried to find it in Huizdul Shah. But I think Hasan Nawaz might be that guy.
I know I'm jumping the gun here, but he gives me Hendrik Klaassen vibes.
Yes, he does.
Where he
Clean
is
hitting.
great against spin. Anything full, 6. Anything short, 6. But still a long way to go. He needs to develop his game. Taking singles, taking doubles is very important. And I think Pakistan today played 53% dot balls.
That's been a problem for them since forever. The Champions Trophy game against New Zealand is like an insane game to me just because of the dot ball percentage. Again, today they played 3 maidens. Bauer played 2 of them. Rizwan played the other one. Usual suspects, I believe, at this point. The same culprits being caught at the same time. Hand in the jar, cookie jar at midnight type situation. But I'm hoping that they can take this win into their stride, learn from this, and hopefully find better ways. I totally believe that Hasan is sitting these guys down and saying, we got the win, but at what cost? Let's figure that out. Let's patch up those holes and make sure we're a better ODI team moving forward.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ODIs coming up, but Pakistan needs to make the most of every single ODI. Pakistan, I think, should sweep this series 3-0.
They should.
Carry the momentum forward and don't chop and change too much. Give these same guys a long run. Maybe change a few pacers here and there. We have Hasan Ali on the bench, so he can come in for either Naseem or Shaheen to workload manage. But yeah, boys are on the right track. Glad they got the win today, and hopefully 2 more wins on the mounts here.
So they have 3 ODIs that end on the 12th, and then a couple weeks later, on the 29th of August, starts the Tri-Series in UAE, where I think they're going to be there for like over a month. They're going to be in the UAE for the Tri-Series, then they're going to stay there for the Asia Cup. So a long roster ahead. These 3 wins, even though it's in a different format, will definitely help them move the needle forward. A lot of these players are playing in the T20I series as well as the Asia Cup. Hasan Nawaz being one of them for first and foremost. So I would love to see them actually sweep this. I think they should have set the T20Is as well. A freak second game. Great second game as a viewer, as a consumer of cricket. I really enjoyed it. But I think this is all pointing to the positive green flags, much like our room today.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode. A lot of you guys are watching us, are not subscribed. We can see this data.
Yeah, this is very evident to us.
We see the stats. And if you guys are watching us on the audio platforms, it really helps us if you can leave a review. We don't get anything out of the audio streams. So watch us on YouTube, or if you can, just leave us a review.
Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We'll be back after the second ODI.